Ever feel like you're kind of stuck wrestling with the same yucky emotions over and over again? Like
Yeah.
you're in this loop
Yeah,
and you just want a little more peace,
Mhm.
a little less of that inner turmoil. I think we've all been there.
for sure.
But today, we are taking a deep dive into Letting Go, The Pathway of Surrender by David R. Hawkins.
Okay.
And this book claims it can offer like a roadmap
Okay.
to letting go of all that heavy stuff
No,
and stepping into a way more fulfilling way of being.
I like it.
Now, we're not doing a typical book review here.
Okay.
We are getting creative,
Okay.
and we're using the audiobook's Amazon page as our guide.
Interesting.
You ready to dive into this with me?
Absolutely.
Okay.
What I find so fascinating about going to the Amazon page is we're tapping into the minds of like countless readers.
That's true.
We've got the reviews,
Mhm.
we've got the ratings.
Yeah.
We even get to see what other books people interested in letting go are checking out.
Yeah.
It's like gold mine of insights.
Right. It's like crowdsourcing a deeper understanding.
Exactly.
Now, letting go isn't about like waving a white flag and giving up. It's about something way deeper.
Right.
It's surrendering those inner struggles that make us feel stuck.
Yeah.
Have you ever felt that way?
I think all of us have
Okay.
at some point in our lives.
Yeah.
And Hawkins dives into how much our emotional states affect our lives.
Okay.
And he has this idea of a scale of emotions
Okay.
where we can actually move towards higher levels of peace and fulfillment.
Hold on.
Yeah.
Scale of emotions.
Yes.
That honestly sounds kind of like intimidating.
Right.
Like something I'd see on the wall at my therapist's office.
I can see why you'd say that.
Yeah.
But Hawkins explains it in a way that's both fascinating and easy to understand.
Okay.
He explains that emotions like shame and guilt are at the lower end of the spectrum,
Okay.
while things like joy and love and enlightenment are at the higher end.
So it's like emotions are on a hierarchy. Where would something like anger or sadness be?
That's a great question.
Okay.
They'd fall somewhere in the middle.
Okay.
And what Hawkins says is that by knowing where emotions are on this scale, we can start to see how we can grow and change.
Okay.
It's not about judging ourselves for negative emotions,
Right.
but more about realizing we can shift towards states that give us more power.
So this letting go thing,
Yeah.
it's not like positive affirmations
Right.
and pretending everything is perfect?
Not at all.
Because that has never worked for me.
It's funny you should say that because this is where Hawkins gets really interesting.
Okay.
He says that really letting go is about consciously surrendering,
Okay.
not suppressing.
Uh-huh.
So instead of resisting those uncomfortable emotions,
Right.
we're going to learn to face them head on
Huh.
and be willing to fully experience them.
Okay, now that seems kind of counterintuitive.
It does.
Because like our natural instinct is to avoid pain,
Right.
not run towards it.
Totally.
Who enjoys just sitting in negativity?
I think that's a really good point.
Yeah.
And that's exactly it.
Okay.
We are so used to running from or fighting negativity
Right.
that we don't realize that by resisting it, we're just making it stronger.
Oh.
What Hawkins suggests is that by just acknowledging and accepting our emotions,
Okay.
we can start to release the control they have over us.
It's like when you try not to think about something,
Exactly.
but then you can't stop thinking about it.
Yes.
The more you try not to think about it, the worse it gets.
That's it.
Like trying to stick to a diet, but all you can think about is cake.
Yes.
So instead of our emotions being these like monster waves that are constantly trying to pull us under,
Right.
with this approach, they become...
They become a natural part of life.
Okay.
Like imagine a wave crashing on the beach.
Okay.
If you stand rigidly, it'll knock you down.
Right.
But if you relax and let it wash over you,
Yeah.
its energy goes away.
Yeah.
And you're still standing.
Okay.
So letting go is about having a different relationship with our inner world. One of awareness,
Mhm.
acceptance,
Yeah.
and then finally release.
Now, that is a powerful analogy.
Yeah.
So we're learning to surf these emotional waves
Yes.
instead of getting pummeled by them.
Exactly.
But how do we practically apply letting go? Like, what does that look like?
That's what I want to know.
That is what I'm really curious about.
Me too.
And luckily for us, our deep dive takes us straight to the people who have actually read the book.
Perfect.
Let's hear what they have to say.
Yeah.
Because they're saying things like, life-changing,
Right.
unlocked something in me.
It seems like they found something big.
Yeah.
It seems like they found something important.
And for those people wondering, okay, but how long will this take? I'm busy.
Right.
One review calls it easy to read and actionable.
Absolutely.
So they're saying it's not complicated. You
Right.
can put it into practice.
Exactly.
But there's one review that's super long and it really gets into the technique.
Okay.
And it's surprisingly counterintuitive.
It's interesting. It's a 3-step process:
Okay.
awareness,
Yeah.
acceptance, and release.
Okay. Those sound like pretty typical self-help terms.
Yeah.
But how are they different in Hawkins' framework?
So it starts by just noticing that negative emotion you're feeling
Okay.
and not judging it
Right.
and not trying to push it away,
Mm.
just acknowledging it's there.
So we're not pretending it's not there.
Right.
We're turning toward it.
Yes.
But wouldn't that make it feel even bigger and scarier?
That's where acceptance comes in.
Okay.
And it's not about liking the emotion
Right.
or pretending it's okay that you're feeling that way.
Mm-hmm.
It's about recognizing that it's there
Okay.
and allowing yourself to feel it fully without resisting it.
So it's like we're choosing to sit with it.
Yeah.
And just observe it.
Exactly.
That sounds really hard.
It is.
How do we actually do that?
The key is to approach it with curiosity and compassion
Okay.
instead of judgment.
Okay.
So imagine yourself as a scientist who's observing a specimen under a microscope.
Okay.
You're not trying to change it or make it go away.
Right.
You're just observing it with a neutral eye.
Okay. That's a good way to think about it.
Yeah.
So we're shifting from this is bad, I need to get rid of it, to it's here. Let's see what
That's
the comment.
on. And as you get better at just observing the emotion,
Yeah.
you might be surprised that it starts to lose its power over you.
So it's like the more we try to push something away, the more it pushes back.
Precisely.
But if we just acknowledge it, then it can't control us.
Exactly.
And that leads to the final step.
Right.
Release.
Yes.
So we're aware of it.
Right.
We accept it.
Yes.
Now, how do we let go?
Think of it this way.
Okay.
When we're holding on to negative emotions,
Yeah.
we're holding our breath emotionally. So we're creating all this tension
Okay.
and resistance.
I see.
Releasing those emotions is like exhaling.
Oh,
It's allowing ourselves to return to a natural state of ease.
that sounds amazing, but also kind of scary
Yeah.
because it requires trusting that it will pass
That's a great
if
point.
we don't try to force it.
Letting go definitely takes trust.
Okay.
Trust in ourselves,
Mm-hmm.
trust in the process,
Right.
trust that our minds and bodies can heal.
This reminds me of those reviewers who said letting go helped them in some pretty incredible ways.
Oh, yeah.
Like even physical healing.
Really.
Do you think that's really possible?
That's a big claim.
Yeah.
And we want to be careful with those.
Yeah.
But there's more and more research
Okay.
about how our minds and bodies are connected.
That's true.
So maybe inner peace could actually help us physically.
Okay. So we're not saying don't go to the doctor.
Right.
Just let go.
Right.
But it makes you think about what emotional well-being can really do.
Yeah, it does.
But the Amazon page also shows us other books.
it does.
Besides the reviews,
Right.
like The Power of Now
Okay.
and The Four Agreements.
Yeah.
Those keep coming up next to letting go.
They do.
It seems like the people who like Hawkins
Yeah.
also like those other books.
That's where they all fit together somehow.
It's like they're all part of the same puzzle.
Right.
Imagine using Hawkins' techniques
Yeah.
with Eckhart Tolle's focus on the present moment.
That would be amazing.
Right.
Yeah.
A recipe for transformation.
I love that.
And that's what's great about these ideas.
Yeah.
There's no one right answer.
Exactly.
You can create your own path to growth.
I like that.
Some things might work better for you than others.
Absolutely.
Or you can combine them.
Yeah.
Speaking of which, one review said something interesting.
Oh, yeah.
They said that our emotions aren't just personal,
Huh.
like they affect other people too.
What do you think about that?
Well, it made me think about that scale of emotions.
Okay.
What if we're all on that scale somewhere
Yeah.
and we're affecting each other's emotions?
That's in-
like we're all connected.
We are all connected
Yeah.
in ways we don't realize.
And when one person feels more peaceful,
Yes.
it affects everyone.
I like that idea.
That's a good thought to end on.
It is.
As we finish our deep dive into letting go,
Ah.
it makes you wonder,
Yeah.
where are you on that scale of emotions? And what can you do today
Yeah.
to find more peace?
Right.
Maybe that's reading Letting Go by David R. Hawkins.
Could be.
Or maybe it's something else.
Maybe.
Whatever it is.
Yeah.
Even small changes can make a big difference.
That's true.
And those changes can affect everyone.
They can.
That's all for this deep dive.
That was great.
Thanks for listening.